Welcome. This time the village farmers will provide fertilizer. This is a chemical fertilizer with the Fonska trademark. So to fertilize the rice trees, we can use chemical fertilizers. Even though organic fertilizer is certainly better. Far away there is kale also giving fertilizer. Here in the countryside many people use chemical fertilizers. Of course, this chemical fertilizer is very dangerous for the soil. As a source of hope, fertilizer is a production tool that has an important role in increasing the productivity of food crops. The problem is, the continuous use of high doses of chemical fertilizers can have a negative impact on the environment and reduce the level of efficiency of its use. In-end fertilization activities can save. Use urea fertilizer at 15 to 20% of the rate usually used by farmers, without reducing results. So every farmer must have one. Leaf color chart, BWD-A, is a rectangular tool that is useful for determining the N nutrient levels of rice plants. In this tool there are 4 color scale boxes, from light green to dark green, which describes the level of greenness of rice plant leaves. As an example, if the plant's leaves are light green, it means the plant lacks the nutrient and so fertilization is necessary. On the other hand, if the leaves are dark green or greenish level, the leaves are the same color as the box on a scale of 4. BWD means that the plant has enough N nutrients so it no longer needs to be fertilized. Rice plant fertilization techniques are very relative. There is no exact dose and time specified, because there are many factors that must be considered. Soil structure with different nutrient conditions from one place to another. Of course, it also requires different techniques in fertilizing rice plants. Technique 1: if we use a combination single fertilizer, urea, SP36 and KCI, the ratio of each type of fertilizer per hectare is as follows. Nitrogen fertilizer, urea 200 kg, 250 kg phosphorus fertilizer, SP36 100 kg to 150 kg. Potassium fertilizer, KCl 75 kg to 100 kg. Next, it's time to apply fertilizer to the rice plants. This also requires precise calculations because it varies greatly and different from each other. As an illustration, it is as follows. If we refer to the recommendations above, then do the following steps. Spread SP36 fertilizer according to the dosage into the fields. 1 day before planting the seeds. After 7 days after planting. Spread plus or minus 30% urea fertilizer, plus or minus 70 kg, and 50% KCl fertilizer, plus or minus 40 kg. After 20 days, spread 40% urea. After 30 days, spread 30% urea and 50% KCl. Technique 2. If we use fertilizer doses like the doses above, urea, SP36 and KCI, and by checking the color of the leaves using the leaf color chart, BWD, we can do the planting method as follows. The day before planting, spread SP36 fertilizer up to 100%. After 7 days, spread 30% urea fertilizer and 50% KCl. After this process, the leaf color is checked, tested, with BWD once a week. What we need to pay attention to is, for example, checking whether we need to add urea or not. If deemed necessary, only add around 10% urea. Check regularly until the rice plants are 40 days old. 4. After reaching the age of 30 days, give 50% KCl again. Technique 3: if you use urea and NPK, Ponska, with a size ratio of 100 kg urea and 300 kg Ponska per hectare, then, 7 days after planting, spread 30% urea and 50% Ponska. 20 days after planting, add 40% urea again. 30 days after planting, add 30% urea and 50% Ponska. If we use BWD, so after 7 days there is no need to give urea, just give 50% Ponska. Next, after 1 week, do a test with BWD and don't forget that if the results are less than optimal, add approximately 10% more urea. Testing is carried out once a week with BWD. 30 days after planting, Sulfanska again with the remaining 50%. Technique for next, use urea and Palangi NPK fertilizer with a composition of 100 kg urea and 300 kg NPK/Ha. The day after planting, provide 100% rainbow NPK. For the next 7 days, give 30% urea. 20 days after planting, give 40% urea. 30 days after planting, provide the remaining 30% urea. For those who use BWD, the rule is that the day after planting, give 100% NPK Palangi. 7 days after planting, please do a test with BWD, then do as above if the BWD test results do not match expectations. Meanwhile, for Fanska, the recommendations for fertilizing rice plants are as follows. Use 150 kg Panska plus 100 kg Ca at the beginning of planting. 15 days after planting, 150 kg Panska plus 50 Za 35 days after planting, 100 kg urea.